So I'm starting a new series today called Stories from Japan, and I think sometimes I'm going to do these in video form like this, and sometimes I'm going to do them in written form and maybe a couple audio posts. Just see how people respond best. So if you like video, let me know that you like the video, or if you like the written form, let me know. I'm going to try and add possibly a transcript to this video if I have time. For searching and in case you're hearing impaired or any other reasons like that. So I wanted to start with the story of sort of our first arrival in Japan. For those of you who didn't get to read it in our prayer letter, or even for those of you who did, to maybe give a little bit of background to that and sort of explain that story a little bit better. When we first landed in Japan, we went up north to a city called Karuizawa, where we did language school, and we were there for about a month. And we first get to language school via train, and it was pretty cold. It was around Thanksgiving, actually. Thanksgiving was one of the first events we did in Japan. Our first holidays, I should say. So we get to our cabin, and we realize this cabin smells like mildew and mold, and it kind of looks icky and got broken windows and cracks, and it's drafty and freezing cold, and has this tiny little heater in the living room. And we have a little bit of footage that I'm going to put on here so you can see, but it was just this very dark, moldy little cabin that we had to stay in, and that was our first stay. We knew we were going to be there for a month, and so we go to bed the first night, and they tell us like to not leave the heater on because of the gas, in case there was an earthquake in Japan. You don't want your gas to rupture, and it's also just sort of a Japanese thing to save energy, conserve, lower your bill and everything. So we cut it off the first night, and it was freezing. We had like 2 blankets on. We ended up sleeping in full clothes. I think I put on a hoodie, and then I put the hood over my head, and still wasn't warm enough, so I pulled the blankets over my face, and I never sleep like that. And still, it was just bitter cold the whole night. And so we sort of talked to everybody the next day. We were like, it was really cold last night. What should we do? Is there anything we can do? And they're like, well, maybe you could try turning your heater up a little bit. You still want to be careful about the bill and everything. So we cranked it up a little bit. The next night, it was just as cold. Same deal. Still slept with like a hoodie over our heads, and our nose was like really cold, so that's why we slept with the blankets over our face. And it was a nightmare. I mean, it was super cold, super smelly, really tiny little place, and I feel sorry for the person. Hopefully the person who owns that cabin won't watch my video. But it's all the cabins were owned and built by missionaries, so it's more of a summer resort cabin for whoever owns it now. But anyway, we finally got permission to move to the next cabin over, and we were just so excited when we saw that one. It was like worlds different. It was like a super, almost like a vacation cabin, like very pretty, nice wood paneling. It had been remodeled basically. This cabin, the first cabin we stayed in, was built in the 50s, very drafty. Like I said, broken windows, heater didn't half work. And the one we stayed in, the heater worked great. It was a little bit insulated. The shower was nice. The old shower we had duct tape on it and wood, and it was just a tiny little thing. So this shower was nice. The bathroom was nice. The kitchen was nice. The bedroom was nice. We had like a bed we could sleep in and everything, instead of sleeping 2 feet from the heater like we did in the first place. And it was just so nice. And so that was really cool. That was we stayed in that cabin the rest of the month, and we sort of got through our language training and that. But the thing with Karuizawa in the winter is it snows a ton there. I mean, it's very close to, I guess, the weather you could expect in probably north of New York. A lot of snow frequently and early in the season. So we had our first snow after like a week of being there. And I had no boots. I didn't bring any snow boots with me. So we decided we were going to go to the store and, excuse me, and we were going to look for boots. I don't think Christina had boots either. So this missionary family, the Taylors, took us in their car to the nearest big city, which was about an hour away. And we looked and we looked and we looked and we looked, and we could not find any boots that fit me. I went to the we went to this shoe store, giant shoe store, and found some nice boots, but I didn't see my size. And I tried, the extra large ones. They didn't have like normal shoe size. I tried extra large. My foot wouldn't go in it. And so I tried, it was one of our first experiences getting to test out our Japanese. And so I asked if they had any in my size, and they said no. And I asked if I could order any in my size, and they said no. So then we tried the mall. We went to a couple stores in the mall, still no luck. And I finally gave up. I was like, well, I guess I can't find boots that fit me. And later I found out that the biggest size they made is 28.5 centimeters in Japan. And I forget, I think that's around a size 11 in the U.S. And my shoe size was 31 centimeters or 13 in the U.S. And seriously, no shoes in Japan fit me. If we go back, which we're planning to, which I'll get on that in probably a later video, I have to order shoes from the United States. So I'm I just lost my train of thought. Oh, the shoe thing. Okay, so this time summer rolls around, and in the summer I needed flip-flops because, again, all I had was tennis shoes with me. Couldn't find anything during the winter, and I needed flip-flops, and I knew better than to try and look around because I like I said, I found out the biggest size they make is 20.5. So I went to a U.S. company, Crocs, and they sell Crocs in Japan, and I said, do you guys sell anything this big in Japan? And they told me no. And I said, well, can I get any specially made? Or can I special order them? And they were like, no, you have to get them shipped from the United States. And United States shipping was like the price of the shoe. I mean, it was like, I was looking at these Crocs, and I also thought about ordering these Crocs sandals, and like shipping, I can't remember the price. I think it was something like $50. But ended up, what I did was I got to ship them to a U.S. missionary named Bruce, who was coming in the summer, and he actually brought them for me, and that was just super cool because he brought. I ordered a pair of like flip-flops and a pair of these moccasin things. I forget what they. There's another company that makes a lot of them, but I ordered both from Crocs and got them shipped to his house, and he brought them in his bag for me, and that meant the world to me because I didn't have any summer shoes and couldn't get any and couldn't really afford to ship them. So it was just a really cool experience getting a missionary to bring my shoes. So that's sort of all I wanted to share for now. I'm going to be, like I said, doing a whole lot more of these, hopefully, to try and just sort of share some of our experiences and hopefully get other people involved in just sort of one of my thoughts behind this is I feel like a lot of our supporters, a lot of people prayed and a lot of people gave financially And I just sort of want to talk about some of the things that you in the United States affected happening. And I intend to sort of profile some of my Japanese friends and contacts through these, and sort of talk about how they were affected by the gospel and by your sacrifices, and also for people who maybe didn't get that chance the first time around, just sort of explain where we're headed and where we're going. So I think I'm going to cut this video at the end, or I'm going to end this video now, and I'm probably going to start another video, maybe get to post it today or sometime this week, on what our future is in Japan and where we're headed right now. So thanks for watching. See ya.